Jody McIntyre has cerebral palsy, but he's a very clever young man. He is a journalist, an online journalist. He's an activist. He even, on his wheelchair, made it with me to Gaza last year. And that wasn't easy, even for those of us not in a wheelchair. Jody McIntyre is a very fine young man and a credit to his parents and his school. And now he's famous, suddenly, because, as the camera showed, he was dragged from his wheelchair and manhandled, pulled across the road by some very brave boys in blue in the Metropolitan Police. The matter is now the subject of various inquiries and will soon be the subject of a legal action taken by Jody. But he's going to talk to us about it, as he wrote, indeed, in the newspapers this morning about it. Talking of newspapers, he was subjected to possibly the most vile newspaper attack that Richard Littlejohn of the Daily Mail has ever mounted. I say possibly because, of course, there's a lot of competition. This rancid individual who scrapes the barrel on a weekly basis for a very, very large sum of money, not unadjacent to £1 million a year, feels that he has the right to, well, say anything at all. And what he said about Jody, comparing him to a character in Little Britain, mocking him and ridiculing him, a boy with cerebral palsy in a wheelchair, well, Richard, it kind of doesn't get any lower than that. I just thank God that you yourself don't have a child with cerebral palsy, that you yourself don't have a child that's in a wheelchair, and that therefore you yourself will never feel the pain of such a vile and rancid attack on such a disadvantaged target. But hey, you like disadvantaged targets because, well, you're not man enough to face up to those with your own advantages. If you think that I'm going too far, how about 5 rounds, Richard, you and me, in front of a fee-paying audience, and they can give the money to charity, say a cerebral palsy charity. How about that, Richard? You and me, 5 rounds, York Hall, seconds away, Galloway versus Littlejohn. What do you think, fat man? Why don't we go for it?